Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special episode where we are going to convert our four Beckme characters into four maze rats. I've decided to go back to a lighter system. I've used maze rats countless times. It's by far my favorite rules light RPG. Now, just a disclaimer, this is not uncommon. I do often change rules, but I feel like I've been kind of strolling along on Beckme for a little bit now, about I think 16 or 18 episodes. I kind of lost track on Shadowscape, but I'm really eager to jump into back into my maze rats, which I have a tendency to actually house rule a lot, homebrew the rules a lot. And what I want to try also is to use the tables more often. There's a bunch of material in here that takes up majority of the book that is just solid tables of content. Also, what you're looking at is the new look. So, doing my best to maintain this thing moving forward. Titles up on the top here. This is the new uh, camera view. To your left is the characters, their portrait, well, their full body shots. And I will try to have the location pictured here. That is the Tower of Purge. And that is exactly how I pictured it. Of course, all of this is AI generated. ChatGPT's new image generator 4.0. It's does wonders. But yeah, so the Tower of Purge, like I said, it is sentient. When I mentioned that to GPT, it did that little twisty thing on its own. And then at the top there is obviously what is uh, not necessarily a spoiler because I've mentioned it before. That is the Firestone, or that's the next stone that our team here is going to retrieve for the King of Shadowscape. Now, obviously on the left, the first character is Wolf, then Rayla, Garlux, and Sarv. So I try to have them proportionately correct to their heights, as close as I can kind of think it, if it was realistic. But that's their full body shots carried over from their portraits. So I do like that the new image generator on GPT does a PNG. It can do a transparent PNG file, so I can just carry it on in, and there it is. It's going to be like that. Obviously, two of our characters are mortally wounded. They were frozen in time, but because I think, if I'm not mistaken, um, they have just become mortally wounded after defeating those flying specters of characters. Now, let's begin with Wolf. So I have Maze Rats here. We don't need the Rule Cyclopedia anymore because that's we're just going straight from Beckme. We'll start with Wolf. Let's put the other sheets off to the side, and I will begin with the character creation process for Maze Rats. It's very simple. What we will do though is we will pick details to match what Wolf looks like in each character moving forward to the best of my ability. Um, so first it says here we have to roll or choose abilities. Now I'm going to choose quite often in this, there we go, in this process because these characters are already existing. So obviously if we're losing saving throws, we're losing a lot of the pre-existing skills. Items, I will compact them down to fit into Maze Rats' box here. We're losing experience, but I will maintain level 2 for Wolf per the Maze Rat rules. I will try my best to kind of think where the Maze Rat abilities will sync with the Beckme. So we know he has a very high strength, and judging on this game, a high strength would be a +2. So I'll give him a +2 here. Let's put in his name first. This is Wolf. He has a +2 strength. His dexterity is 13, which is a slightly above average, so I'll say that's a +1. And his willpower, which essentially is mental acuity, charisma, it's essentially intelligence, wisdom, charisma morphed into one. That I'm going to say his charisma is lower. I'm going to say nothing, nil. It's just blank. Okay, next we have to do the maximum health. This You typically start at 4 in this game, and I'm trying to figure out where he would sit. So he has 12. Knowing my tendency, I try to give my solo characters a bump at the characterization process, which I did, in fairness, do for Wolf. So what we'll do, if I was considering starting over for Wolf, hypothetically, I'll give him 8 points. So in this instance, I will double it to 16 because he is level 2. When you level up, there is this little table here, +2 maximum health. So technically, him being level 2, let's see, there's no spot for level, but oh, here it is, 2. So if his hit points are 12, and I'm thinking of 8, then 10 would make the most sense. So he does lose 2 health points. So maximum health is 10. Currently, he is not hurt, so he also has 10 current health. Okay. Choose starting features. So he does have a +1 attack bonus. We're going from Thaco. Goodbye, old friend. So he has a +1 attack bonus. And then we can choose a starting feature. That 1 attack bonus could be from the hypothetical level up. I can do a single spell or a single path. I'm going to do this path for him. So the paths are mostly based on rogues. I mean, you have Briarborn, Fingersmith, Roof Runner, Shadowjack. I think he's going to be a Briarborn. Tracking, foraging, survival, perhaps. A single path from the 4 following options, I gain advantages on related danger rolls. So let's do this. I wish there was more variety to the paths. Perhaps I can make some up. So I'm going to choose one that he started with, again, during the hypothetical level 1. I'm going to say leadership, or leader, as the path. I'm ignoring the one that Maze Rats has by default, but you're completely free to homebrew it as you wish. Items, we're going to now do that, because that's the 4th step, past step 3, which is choosing starting features. Okay, so what do we got here? We have chainmail. We'll see how armor converts. I'll put chainmail here. Armor in Maze Rats is vague. It's light armor, shield. So we'll carry over the specifics here. He does have a shield. Chainmail, I feel, would be a +2. Shield is a +1. So that gives him 3. He has a warhammer. Okay. And then he has a battle axe and a sword. Now in this game, damage is the difference between the enemy's defense and your roll. So I'm somewhat rusty in the rules. Let's just turn the page back here. And not a sponsor, obviously. This is not a promotional video, but I do recommend checking out Questing Beast, the YouTuber who made this game some time ago. His name is Ben Milton, and he has a video that goes over this game in great detail. So I recommend checking out his channel. He does very well-made commentary videos about RPGs in general, and Maze Rats is one of his several games he's made. He's also made Knave and Knave 2, which regrettably I've not used at all. But Knave 2 has a plethora of tables, more so respectively than this game that he made. I think this was his first game. I don't quote me on that. But for combat, characters have a base armor rating of 6. Light armor and shields provide +1 each. So, while heavy armor provides 2. So I forgot about that. 6 is the default. A house roll I've done in the past for maze rats was straight damage, no missing, like in Karen. So since I'm doing 3, I'm going to be doing the default of 6, which then translates to 9. So he has quite a respectable amount of armor on. That makes the most sense. So I'm going to give him 9 armor. And then let's continue on with the weapons. So Warhammer is a d6 in Beckme, but the battle axe and sword are notably a dice higher, a die higher. Let's see how to convert those over to maze rats. I think +1 on the battle axe and the sword is respectable. Warhammer will be whatever the roll is. Then there's the bedroll, his most powerful weapon. Uh, Crowbar, flint and steel. Oops. Flint and steel. Rations. Looks like he has 3 left right now. Torches. He has 2 of those, 6 of those. And then water skin. Axe, which I will keep normal. And then the bone helm, AC -1. Okay, so he does have a helmet, but okay, so let's do that. Bone helm. I forgot about that item. That's the helmet he found or acquired. That's a +1. So that now he's at 10 AC. Well, armor. I was about to say AC. Okay. That does make sense because his armor is at 2. Oh, his AC in Beckman was 2. Vial of poison. Can't forget we have that. And then the dark jewel, which he just found. Okay. Now, XP. What I will have to do for this, though, is it will be a milestone system. I will be going to that because XP made sense. And Beckme, I was experimenting with AC. It was enjoyable, but because Maze Rats is very compact when it comes to experience tracking, there's not much room for it, basically. I'm going to go back to a milestone system. Now, those are all the items. Oh yeah, it's gold. So let's put the currency in the player box here, because we know it's just me. All right, choosing gear, which we just did. These are the items you would roll on if you just start the character. Appearance. So, I mean, we have the appearance on the camera there, on the view, but we can have a little fun with this. So, let's look at the options. I'm obviously going to choose. He is, based on that picture, athletic. Let's see. Creative physical detail. Well, he had that beard. Battle scars, birthmark, braided hair, burn scars, bushy eyebrows, curly hair, dreadlocks, exotic accent, freckles, huge beard. Not a huge beard. That's more so. Well, even Garlax's beard is kind of normal or short for a dwarf. Long hair, messy hair. His hair is short. We can probably just make one up here. Shaved head, which obviously not. Tangled hair. Tattoos. Top knot. A lot of these don't really fit his picture. I'm gonna say he has a birthmark, perhaps. Battle scars. Let's say battle scars. I think that makes the most sense for a warrior. And then background. This is where I have an idea what he was a bounty hunter. I might use that to a narrative advantage. Clothing, well, he has that armor on, but underneath, let's say it's just battle torn. And then for personality, that should be, it's either righteous, brave. I'm gonna say it's brave. And then last but not least, we have mannerism. He is, uh, how would I picture him talking based on the movie Dread, which he's based on, again, Carl Urban Dread, but visually he looks like, well, he used to look like GPT kind of morphed it into its own from The Boys. So chuckles, quippy, cryptic, deep voice, probably gravely voice. I prefer Dread, where he's tough, gritty, simple when he speaks. Gravely voice might work. Deep voice, I'm gonna say deep. Okay, and these are spells which he does not have. Record name level XP, and there you go. Wolf has been converted. He's level 2, and we have a house rule for paths. We'll experiment with paths. Leader, I'm just basing it on how I saw him throughout this campaign and prior. Okay, now I'm just reviewing over the levels. All right, let's move on to Wolf is complete. So I will hold on to the Beckme sheets for historical purposes, just in case. Let's move on to Rayla. So Rayla is our elf. There is no racist in this game. It's kind of left open to interpretation, which is totally fine. I forgot to write human. Let's write that down in for our character here. I'll put human for wolf. I will carry over the races. This is Rayla. She is elf. There we go. She's level 1. How much gold does she have? 149 gold pieces. Depends on. We could give her a spell. Okay, right. So I forgot. In this world, as I'm developing, as these episodes advance, magic is strictly imbued into artifacts. Nobody can summon magic straight from their own hands. Like, it has to be done from an artifact. So spells I will not be using for practically any of these characters. But if they have the item per se, which I may decide if it's chaotic magic, where it's uncontrollable and unpredictable, or the item magic is defined, I can probably put a spell in here. But he or she can only use a spell if they have the artifact on hand, and it's in the list here. Maze Rats has a fantastic spell system, FYI. It's totally random, and it's something you can use outside of Maze Rats for any game if you're a GM or DM and you're looking for something on the fly. Okay, so let's begin with her abilities. We need to figure out strength, dexterity, and will for her. Her strength was middle of the road. It's 10, so I'm going to say plus. Actually, I'm going to say 0. Her dexterity is higher than normal, 14. Not the best, but good. So I'll give that plus 2 to her. She is an elf. Her character's kind of fitting into the assassin vibe. Willpower, I'm gonna say let's see, let's look at her wisdom, intelligence is normal, charisma is below average. That'll be also 0. So she only has plus 2 in dexterity for abilities. Moving on. Maximum health, it's always a tough part. 6. That sounds like something that was completely normal. So 4. I'll give her 6 because it is. I'll give her the 8. The default starting 8. Currently, she's hurt by 1, so we'll carry over that damage of 7 to 7. Okay, next is starting feature for her. I'm gonna say a path, and we will use. Let's see what she's been known for. I think tracking. I'll say she's a tracker. So I'll just put path here, tracker. All right, and then for items, let's now do that. Silver daggers. Those definitely will be a plus 1. Short bow. Leather, that's going to be a normal plus 1 armor. bedroll. Everybody has a bedroll here. If they want to take a nap at a moment's notice, they are prepared. We have a grappling hook, which I usually just shorten to grab hook. We have a pole, 10 feet, extendable pole, power pole at that point. Rations, times 3. Torch, let's see, torches also has it. I don't often use the torches, or I just forget. Water skin, thieves tools. I'll call thievery tools, if I'm even spelling that right. And then book, I'll skip that one. Glass spheres, explode 1d6. That's interesting. I totally forgot I had that. Glass spheres. Let's see, I'll put a little exploit here. Explode, +1 per. Okay, moon mask inventory, invisible. Let's that. Okay, so here's an item that can. Uh, well, I almost forgot about this. So it is an item that's imbued with magic, endowed with magic, imbued. I'm gonna give it to her. So we'll say moon mask, magic items. I'll put a little star, and for this one, it is invisibility. Invisibility. Shop key. We're done with that. 110 gold. Oh, right. She has the sack of gold, so that gives her a bump up to 259 gold. Wow, completely missed that. Jewelry. I will carry that over. Scroll distortion. I'm going to scratch that. Now, her armor with the default is +1, so 6. That's 7. She has no attack bonus. She's level 1 character. Now we need to get her details down. Let's see. Appearance. Let's see. She looks like, let's say, delicate. Then for physical detail, exotic accent. Let's do from the pencil here. Background. Okay, for her, I think she was a, let's say she was, I believe I talked about this briefly, but she was a slave. We'll do that. Roller crate clothing. Her clothing is probably going to be elegant. Or, no, let's say it's frayed. Personality. Uh, we haven't really we haven't really fleshed her out as far as character, but I'm gonna say to herself, she is, let's see, cowardly, contrary, chipper, cautious, brave, driven, entitled. Trying to find a good choice here. Suspicious, stuck up, stubborn, stoic, spacey, sarcastic, rude, righteous, protective, nervous, mopey, menacing. That's a tough one. Cowardly, definitely not that. Let's say she is stubborn. And then the mannerism. Uh, Sorry, took a break there for a second. Okay, mannerisms. So, what is she going to be known for? Very, let's see, talks to himself, stutters, street slang. Let's try street slang, actually. She grew up in the slums. Okay, so that's Rayla. I think we're complete. That was pretty quick. All right, so I'll set off the original character sheet from Beckme, and then we'll set her. Oh yeah, let's do the numbers here. So 2, and then for Wolf, He is 1. And Rayla's complete. Now we have Garlax. Alright. Garlax is right here. And with him, he has 85 gold pieces. Health will do... What did I do for Rayla? Let's see. Rayla had 8. I'll do 8 for him. He's hurt, though. He's 6, 7, 8. So I'll say I'll give him... yeah, he's also... I'll give him a little kick. I'll give him 7. He is... I'm sorry. I meant to say 1. He's on his last lifeline. We might lose him, actually, if we don't heal him. So all this might be pointless, but I'm going to do it anyways. Alright, for his abilities, let's see. Strength. He's strong, so I'll give him a +2 in that department. He's level 1. Dexterity, nothing. He's not smart, but he's not dumb, so I'll keep them baseline at 0. Path. Let's see, where to put... I think actually I'll give him an attack bonus because he is a dwarf, so he's pretty strong. But I'll give him a path too. Well, technically, if he's level 1 character, I can't really... I'll have to choose one of these on the list, so it's either +1 attack bonus. I'll just do attack bonus. Okay, next we'll do items. He has a Warhammer, which is just the general item. There's no modifier to it. He has a shield. He has chainmail, like Wolf. That's +2. Shield is a +1. Everyone has got their bedroll. Flint steel. I'll just do FS. Hammer. And he has a lantern. I rewrite that. It's a little too fast here. Hammer. Rations. 3. Water skin. And a staff, which is a basic item. Empathy ring. Almost forgot about that. It's a magical item, but it doesn't have any chaining properties, so I'm going to keep the spell blank on that. Hunting knife. Okay, so chainmail and shield, that's 3, so that puts him at 9 armor. And his qualities. Let's see, for Garlax. Let's see, barrel-chested, bony, brawny. Physical detail. Tangled hair, tattoos, top knot, ritual scars. Pale skin, one-eyed, oiled hair, 9 fingers, mustache. Missing teeth. Well, burn scars, bushy eyebrows, curly hair, bronze skin. Let's say he is... This was a tough one. In the picture, he's pretty clean cut. But I want to give him something noticeable. Let's say... Oh, gold teeth. I like that. That's unique. Gold tooth, actually. That's definitely unique. Background. He's a dwarf. So... Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to put dwarf here. Let's see. We have a deserter. Actually, deserter works. He left his stronghold. Clothing. I'm gonna say it's practical. Personality. That could be something to play with. He is. Again, we haven't really expanded these characters too much besides my general roleplay. He's not heartless. I'd say he's probably hot-headed. Let's do that. That might pay off in the future. Personality, we just did that one. Mannerisms, let's say he's very loud. Okay. Garlox is complete. No paths, no spells. Pretty general character. And then we'll put the 3 up here for his order. Okay. Last but not least, we have Sarv, who is our newest addition to the team. And of course, I'll put the Garlox paper in my ever-growing pile of character sheets. Now, let's do Sarv. So Sarv is a human. Level 1. His max health, let's see. A lot of the stuff, we don't need the book. He has 112 gold. It's alright, I'm gonna get my camera for you guys. I'll give him a path. Let's do stealth. There we go. Now, for his abilities, he's very middle of the road. Since his dexterity was 10, which is not impressive for a thief, essentially. But I give him +1 in something. I might give him +1 in 2 things because he's older, he's wise. So we'll give him +1 in will and +1 in dexterity, and that's it. Now let's do the items. So his leather armor, which will be a +1. A backpack. I think in the picture you guys are looking at, he actually is holding a bag of gold. Long cloak, which is just more for thematic purposes. Doesn't really provide him with any coverage. Well, you know what? Actually, also it does. Let's give him +1 on that. Grappling hook, as usual. Grap hook. Iron spikes. He's got 12 of those. Rations, he's got 5. Thievery tools. Torches. 6 of those. Water skin. He's got a short bow. He's got a dagger. He's got a map of the tower. So I'll put tower, map. He's got a gem. And he's got a necklace. Okay. No spells. Now we gotta figure out his no attack bonus. Armor is going to be leather armor in the cloak. I'll put him at 8. His health is 7. He's almost dead. So I'm gonna put him at 8. And he only has 1 health left. And that's it for that. We'll do the qualities. So his appearance. He is an older man. So let's say he's wrinkled. I think it's time for a new pencil. There we go. Wrinkled. His physical detail. Sallow skin. Sallow, yeah. Let's do. A lot of good choices in this book. Birthmark. Curly hair, dark skin. Let's do sallow skin. Sallow skin. Okay. For sallow skin, I'm thinking of something else actually. Missing teeth, missing ear, bushy eyebrows. I'll tell you what, we'll stick with it. Okay, background. Let's actually say he was a cultist. Or better yet, he is a smuggler. I like that one better. We first met him when he was stealing, but I actually prefer smuggler in that one. Clothing? It's going to be frumpy. I think there's a choice. Yep, frumpy. Well, Bring me, let's say worn out. Personality, that's going to be pretty simple. He's mopey. And then mannerism. Gravely voice. Let's see whispers. Okay. So, I'm going to put 4 up here. And I'll get rid of the sheet. Make sure I did everything for him correctly. Looks like we are good to go. All right, so we have Wolf. Get a little closing shot here. So there you go, Wolf, Rayla, Garlax, and Sarv. Garlax and Sarv are obviously on their last breath. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you like the new visual. See how long it lasts. I do think it will be helpful to mainly the location and the characters who are taking part in the episode. And I'm really excited to go back to Maze Rats. Again, I do have a tendency to homebrew and house rule a lot of things in this game. It's very open to interpretation, and it's extremely fun to use. So, as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode that will actually be the adventure.